Okay, so here we're looking at question 5 that is on page 4 of your final review. So this just says graph each compound inequality, then write the solution that represents the final graph. So we know that x must be less than 3, and x must be greater than 2. I said and, I meant or. So the way we'll write this is just simply the same exact thing. X is less than 3 or x is greater than 2. We can write it just like that. How about this one? X is less than 2. Here's 2. Or x is less than 0. And remember, when it's just a less than or a greater than, you keep your circle open. It's only when you have, like let's say down here you had x is greater than or equal to 7, you would close that circle. Okay. So for this one, let's make sure we put the solution. And then here for this one we have x is less than 3, and we have x is greater than 7. Okay, so we can just rewrite these. And x is greater than 7. Is there another way we can write this? Yeah, there's another way you can write this. We can say x is greater than 7 and x is less than 3. Just like that. The other way around would be weird, so we'll just leave it like that. You can write it like that as well. Okay, now to actually solving for that. Here we had the situations where they were already in their simplest form, but now, in this case, we'll need to use our properties of equality on the inequality so that we have x in simplest terms. So I've added 2 to each side of the inequality. Now I can divide everything by 4, and I get that negative 2 is less than x is less than or equal to 3. Now let's graph it. Okay, so I need negative 2 in there. Cool. I have enough now. And I will say, well, we know x is greater than negative 2, and it is less than or equal to, notice I closed it, so our solutions are there. Okay, here we have one that's a little more complex because we have 2 as a compound inequality. So let's see, let's add 5 to both sides for this one. We get 6x is less than 12. If we divide both sides by positive 2, we get x is less than 2. For our other one, we can subtract 4 from both sides, and we get negative 8x is less than negative 40. And remember, here we have to divide by a negative value, specifically negative 8. And when we do that, what happens to the sign? That's right, it flips. So we end up with this. So x is greater than negative 40 divided by negative 8 should be positive 5. So we have x is less than 2 or x is greater than 5. So greater than 5 looks like that. Less than negative 2 looks like this. There you go. Try this one out. Pause the video and try this one out and see if we get the same thing. So I'm getting x is less than or equal to positive 3 and greater than 2. Now let's just check our solution since we're able to do that. Negative 33 is less than or equal to negative 7 times. We'll just plug in a number right in the middle there. We could plug in 3 since 3 is in the set. Okay, so what is negative 7 times 2.5? Negative 17.5. Let's try negative 17.5 minus 12. That should be negative 29.5. Is that greater than or equal to negative 33? Yes. Is it less than negative 26? Yes. Looks good. Okay, so make sure you have that ability to check your answer. Okay, we'll move into these ones next.